Hey creepers, welcome to the Mrs. Night Terror channel. Join me as I tell you spooky, shocking, and scary bedtime tales. Each story I tell is a fictional narrative, so don't worry too much about it coming true. If you think you can handle it, listen closely and imagine yourself being part of each and every story I tell. I want to say thank you to each and every creeper out there. This is the next episode of my scary story series, and surely not the last. If you enjoy what you hear, be sure to give me a follow and leave a comment below to let me know what you enjoyed the most. Today, I have a truly terrifying story for you that'll send shivers up your spine. So grab a blanket, turn off the lights, and let's get started with this not-so-true crime nightmare. Tonight's tale is called The Silent Watcher. Dana had always craved solitude, and the small mountain town along the train tracks seemed to be the perfect escape. She recently got a job as a live-in maid for Mr. Harrison, a reclusive, middle-aged man who worked long hours and needed some extra help around the house. It was an added bonus that she got to live in his home for free. The home, nestled between towering pines, was the perfect setting for a movie, a horror movie to be exact, which both excited and frightened Dana. The first few weeks were uneventful, but there were a few peculiar occurrences. The garage door, which they both made sure to lock, would sometimes be found open while Mr. Harrison was at work and Dana was home alone. Dead animals such as birds, rabbits, and even once a raccoon, began appearing on the property. No signs of how they died, but they were always placed meticulously. Dana chalked it up to be the circle of life, but the frequency was unsettling. Yet it was still very interesting to her, since she did like mysterious happenings. One night, Mr. Harrison had to drive into town to pick up a package. He returned late, pale and shaken, honking his horn rapidly. Dana ran outside. "I hit a deer around the corner," he confessed, still gripping the steering wheel tightly. Dana offered to walk down to the scene to see if there were any signs of the deer or if it had run away. The deer was still there, lying on the brim of the road. It did not make it. So Dana called animal control and directed them to the animal. As she returned home, she noticed her closet door ajar. She searched every corner of her room, but there was no sign of an intruder. Frustrated and confused, she pushed the incident to the back of her mind and continued life as usual. Days later, while taking down her bedroom curtains for cleaning, Dana froze. Through the window, a man stood, motionless, staring directly at her. Terrified, she dropped to the floor, her heart pounding in her chest. She didn't know if he could still see her, but she could still see him through the bottom corner. And as the pieces of the puzzle fell into place, she realized that this man was behind all the strange occurrences. Determined to stay ahead of him, Dana installed cameras around the property, including a few discreet ones pointed towards the neighbor's house. She added locks to all the entrances and all the windows, leaving one unlocked intentionally. She knew he would find it, and she would be ready. Her obsession with this stranger's obsession with her grew, and Mr. Harrison noticed. "Dana, I'm worried about you," he said one evening. "You're becoming paranoid." But she brushed off his concerns. The house felt eerily silent for about a week, and Dana's nerves were on edge. Why had he stopped? She wondered, scouring the surveillance footage for any sign of him. She tried luring him, leaving her curtains open while she walked past in her underwear, leaving her window open just a crack, and laughing loudly to get him to notice her. But he wouldn't even send a glimpse her way. Ugh, it's the cameras. She knew he had figured it out and she was on to him. She laid low for a few days. One afternoon, she couldn't take it anymore, so she decided to take a walk past his home to investigate further. As she strolled by his yard, Dana noticed the man working on his car in his driveway, a car that clearly he cherished. Then, an idea formed in her mind, twisted and dark. That night, under the cover of darkness, she turned off her cameras and silently walked over to the neighbor's yard. She pushed his car down to the train tracks, waiting for the inevitable crash. She waited for hours until she heard the soft hum of the train getting closer. As the sound of the train's impact echoed through the night, Dana felt a sick satisfaction. She returned to her room, hoping that her actions would draw him out again. "Bingo!" she said as she got back to her home. Her closet door was once again open, and this time she knew where everything had been. She looked closely to inspect to see if anything was missing or moved. But to her surprise, nothing was gone, nothing was moved, and nothing had been tampered with. And she wished she had left her cameras on to see what the heck was going on in her closet. Who opened the door? But she had turned the cameras off while she did her dirty work. The next morning started with chaos. The sound of ambulances and police were outside surrounding the area, and Mr. Harrison knocked on Dana's door. "Dana, can we talk?" Dana came out, and Mr. Harrison grabbed her hands. "Dana, our neighbor, you know, the one who was stalking you, drove his car to the tracks last night and, well, you know, he's gone, Dana. You don't have to worry anymore. We can take down all the cameras and dismantle the padlocks and get back to normal around here." Dana started to sob. "Thank you," she said as she retreated back to her room. Her mind went wild. If the neighbor died in the accident on the train tracks, then who was in her closet last night? And as we draw the curtains on this chilling tale, our hearts still racing and our minds haunted by the echoes of the unknown, remember that the darkness we've explored is but a glimpse into the abyss that dwells within us all. In the realm of the mysterious, we find both terror and fascination in these shadows. We confront the depths of human nature and the uncharted territories of the universe. Thanks to each and every creeper out there who takes time out of their day to listen to my horrifying stories. Remember to follow me on TikTok, Instagram, and X. And also be sure to check out my Patreon for much darker tales, ones that are far too naughty for YouTube. And fear not, as you step back into the realm of the familiar, let the shivers down your spine remind you that life's greatest mysteries are the ones that keep us awake at night, asking us to peer into the darkness and challenge the boundaries of our own understanding. So until next time, dear listeners, may your dreams be undisturbed, and may you find solace in the light of day. Good night and sweet dreams, if you dare.